What is up, everyone? It is Michelle Alexandria coming at you with another video. My first video in like over a month. Wow, where have I been? What have I been doing? Doesn't matter. What matters is I bought a brand new LG C10 OLED 3 weeks ago, and I originally wasn't going to do any videos on this TV, but I thought, why not? You guys know how much I've been talking about getting this TV all year, and I didn't want to cheat you out of letting you know what my experiences was with this TV so far. Before we begin, all I'm going to say about burn-in is burn-in. So if that triggers you and you want me to harp on it, sorry, go somewhere else. I don't want to hear from you. I don't give a crap about burn-in. That's all I have to say about it. And don't waste your time leaving comments about burn-in in my comments. I will delete your comments, because frankly, I'm sick to death about talking about burn-in when it comes to OLED. So go screw yourselves. Move on. If that triggers you, again, move on. Now, for the rest of you people who can be adults, let's talk about this LG C10. I am coming from an LG B7 OLED, a 55-inch OLED, and the reason why I wanted to why I want to move up, change TVs is it's not because I don't like OLEDs. I love my 55 B7, but if we're going to be honest, it's given me a lot of issues in the last couple of years, but LG support has been amazing. My main issue is game mode on that TV is really broken, and I kind of wanted to experience a proper game mode after like 4 years of gaming on my B7. And don't get me wrong, I love my B7. I game on it all the time. It's just that I use the regular HDR Vivid mode to get the color pop and everything else. That game mode was broken. And when I say broken, what happens is in game mode, on the B7, they implemented a firmware update like 2.5 years ago, where it basically made it so dark you can't even see what's going on, really, and washed out colors. It looks like a Samsung TV in game mode, actually. So that's why I wanted the B7, the C10. Plus, I wanted the new hotness, and I wanted a larger TV. That was my main regret with buying the B7, was that I bought the 55-inch version and not the 65-inch version. So I've been on this C10 all year. It recently went on sale at Best Buy, so we're talking $22.49 with my Best Buy membership price. Sadly, my birthday coupon did not work, so we're looking at $22.49 plus another $200 in taxes, so $24.49 plus my 5-year warranty, which was $2,400, which was $400. So you're looking at a total of $28.50, something like that, for this TV. I'm going to save the suspense. Is it worth upgrading was it worth it to upgrade from the B7? Oh, heck no. No. Under no circumstances is it worth upgrading a OLED, going from one OLED to another OLED, because the experience is just really too similar to justify the cost of spending another couple of $1,000s on exactly the same experience. And I would say that if you were going from a Sony LCD TV to another Sony LCD TV, or a TCL TV to another TCL TV, if you stay within the same family of TVs, you're just not going to get much difference between TVs every single year. I mean, year over year, these TV companies pretty much they find their formula, their niches, and they stay with it. But what I will say is, I always find it funny because so many people, every time you watch a video about an LCD TV where an AV person is talking about an LCD TV, it's always in comparison to OLED. It's so annoying where it's like, oh, you could buy this $500 TCL that's just as good as an OLED. Bullshit, you can't. Oh, wow, this 950 Sony is just as good as an OLED. No, it really isn't. Oh, wow, all this feature tech, QD OLED, QD Nano, and micro LED, and all this other stuff, it's going to be just as good as an OLED. No, it isn't. If you want an OLED, buy a freaking OLED. That's it. That's all there is to it. Why are we spending so much time trying to turn LCD TVs into OLEDs when we have an OLED TV? You're better off, if you want an LCD, buy LCD. If you want an OLED, buy a freaking OLED. So we're a few minutes into this video and I haven't even gotten to the point. So let's dive right into it. I wanted to keep this video under 10 to 15 minutes and I forgot my timer. Darn it. So here, let's start my Spears and Muscle demo material so you can have a little eye candy in the background. So boom, here's some Spears and Muscle. Now, just keep in mind, I'm filming this on my Sony, on my overpriced Sony camcorder, and this thing films everything in blue. So the blue tint you see on camera is not what I see in real life. And the purpose of this video is just to have something on in the background while I talk about this TV. So what are some of the things I really love about this TV? There is a noticeable difference, a noticeable upgrade with this TV versus the 55B7. Now, I don't know if it's a placebo effect or if it's the larger size, but it is definitely cleaner, sharper. There's a lot more 3D color pop to it. I think it's the processor. The processor really is doing this job. When I watch this TV, I am kind of blown away every time I watch it. Am I blown away to the point where it's worth $3,000 on top of the 55-inch that I already have? No, not really, not at all. But in terms of if you don't own a TV, this is the TV to get. It really is. It's sharp, it's clear. The motion, everyone always talks about Sony motion. Sony motion is the bestest. That's utter BS. Anyone who says that hasn't actually seen the C10. The C10 in action is a thing of beauty in terms of motion. I mean, it is so clean and clear, and this is with the motion turned off too, I think. But you turn it on, it's even better. And I don't understand why people buy TVs, turn off motion, and then complain about judder and stutter, because the whole point of processing is it's supposed to fix all of that. So on my B7, if I have the motion turned off, I do notice the judder. I do notice the stutter, but I never have that turned off. I always have it turned on in the smooth or clear or a custom setting of 3 or 4, and it cleans it right up. I mean, I've never had an issue with motion on my B7. What I do have an issue with occasionally on my B7 is ghosting. Sometimes you'll notice ghosting along the bottom of the screen. So like right around here, you'll notice ghosting on my B7. But on this TV, I haven't seen it at all. And I think I have almost 200 hours on this TV now. The color science on this TV also looks a lot better. It's definitely brighter. And I found this super secret menu. And I actually changed my brightness setting for SNITs to a maximum of 4,000. I don't really notice much of a difference, but theoretically, this TV should be pushing like 4,000 nits of brightness. So this TV does get really bright, and I like it. I don't think it gets much brighter than what my B7 is, but you definitely notice it. The downside to this TV is I poo-pooed everyone about them complaining about the gray blacks or the raised blacks on title screens. And yeah, the raised blacks is an issue on the title screens. But what I've noticed a lot, an alarming lot, is there's raised blacks when you're in HDR or Dolby Vision mode. It's annoying, and it's really kind of starting to annoy the crap out of me because this is OLED. I should not be having raised blacks on this TV at all. And it's something that kind of washes out. It makes the background look a little bit washed out when the blacks are so raised. And no amount of changing the setting. My God, look at that red! Wow, just wow. So the raised black is a real huge issue for me on this TV, and the lack of DTS, again, that was also something that I poo-pooed, And I can see where it's an issue for some people because I don't really have that much material that's in DTS. But the couple of times I did try to watch something, even on my Apple TV, like I went and watched Beetlejuice, and on the Beetlejuice iTunes extras, they had some of the older cartoons, and those cartoons are hideous, just hideous. There's a reason why I never watched it. I turned it on, and it was popping. It didn't. The audio did not play properly at all. And it was the very first time I encountered that on my Apple TV, and I'm guessing that's because it had a DTS soundtrack. I did try playing a couple of other DTS movies that I ripped that I knew was in DTS, and I ran it through my soundbar. And yeah, it's an issue. However, it's an issue you can easily work around because you basically just have to change your output settings to PCM or LPMC or something, and then it converts your DTS track over to a 5.1, and then it works perfectly fine. But the anal part of me is always like, am I missing something? Am I missing something by not having it true to what it's supposed to be? So I don't know. So raised blacks and the lack of DTS kind of is buzzed the heck out of me. If you are a gamer, this is the TV to get. Full stop. Don't let the haters tell you any differently. This TV has every single feature you would want in a gaming TV. Full stop. It's the only TV that has everything you want. Not only that, but it's supported on all 4 ports. Everyone else talks about all these other alternatives, but there are no alternatives. Samsung TVs only have 1 HDMI port. The Sony 900H has 2 HDMI 2.1 ports, but the catch there is it's not even activated yet. So you don't get a single HD next gen gaming feature on the Sony 900H until a patch happens. And once a firmware update happens, you have no idea when that's coming. And Sony just asks their user base, and no one says anything about it. It's maddening. Yet everyone's obsessed with the LG not having 48 gigabytes. Oh my god! Oh my god! Shut up about that. Don't mention that in my comments either. I may delete those comments as well because I like to push the debate forward. I don't like my comment section to be filled with people astroturfing and just hating the hate and being stupid for no reason. I want to build a nice community of people who want to have a good discussion without just pushing their agendas and pushing like talking points. I want like real discussion in my comment section. So I'm not scared to ban people and delete comments. It's not a democracy. It's my website. It's my little neck of the woods. So if you want to comment, come correct. Come with some real information and don't just blindly regurgitate stuff other people tell you. Contribute, add, and feel free to disagree with me about different things. I don't care. But I'm not. But after 2 or 3 burning comments, that's it. I'm going to delete your video. Any comments after that, because I don't want my thing to be nothing but people talking about stupid burning and talking about the 48 gigabytes, but don't expect me to respond. I don't care. But I will delete your comments after a while. So other than that, I really like this TV. Another couple of issues I have with this TV is I do not like the new quote-unquote improved WebOS at all. I hate the fact that they moved, and this is so petty and ridiculous on my part, but I really hate that they moved the settings over to the left side. I'm so used to it being on the right side that they artificially moved it to the left side. Just buzzed me to no end, and this is really petty. I know it's petty. And the other thing is I hate the pop-up. I thought I would love the pop-up because the one thing I used to love about Samsung TVs was the Hisense system, but on for some reason on this LG, the way LG implemented the pop-up is irritating as heck. And the other thing I really don't like is I switch between my HDMI ports all the time, and I always on my B7 I have all 4 or 5 of my HDMI ports right here in a row, and I can't do that here. I have to go over here to the home, have this come up, and then scroll over and find my HDMI 3s, 4s, and 5s. And that's annoying. I just want this stuff to be right here on one tray. I don't want to be like scrolling up and down and everything else. I still think WebOS is the best operating system out of any TV I've ever used, and that's other than Samsung. Samsung has the best, but I haven't used Samsung in a few years. But yeah, I love the Samsung OS, the Tizen OS. WebOS, not so much. This TV gets serenely bright, like I said, and I did discover the super secret menu. So if you want to go to the super secret menu, you hold the settings button, and then you go up here. You hit 1, 3, and I'll do a separate video to show you guys this. But you hit 1, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 1. Let me try this again. 1, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 1. And as you can see, this takes you to the super secret menu, one of the super secret menus on this TV, and you can actually change everything. You can set your colorimetry thingy, and you can use you can set it to BT709 if you want, and this will apply to your entire set. So these are panel level settings you can set to your TV. So you can set it to BT709, BT601, BT2020, P3D65, or put it back into auto. You can set your EOTF curve, so that's the curve for your brightness. That's your brightness curve, so you can set your brightness curve. And you can set it so if you want it to be SDR based, why did I say it like a pirate? So you can set it to be SDR. You can also set it to be HDR gamma. So your TV will always have a basic HDR gamma setting as your base setting. Or you can set it to ST2084, not sure what that is. Or you can set it back to auto. You can set your mastering peak. So basically, if you want your TV to be super bright, you can go here. I think that's what this does. So you go auto, and you can set it to be a maximum of 400 nits, 540, 700, or you can go, and actually here, and the problem is I'm holding my remote. So you can go down here, and I was experimenting with this, and it actually does work. So you can set your OLED to output a maximum of 4,000 or 10,000 nits if you want, if the content supports it. Of course, the tone mapping will probably map it down for you, but you can change your peak brightness on this TV, which is pretty neat. There's a mastering color thing as well, where you can do BT709, again, BT2020, P3D65. So I really love this. I wish I could figure out how to get into this menu on my B7. I know there's probably something similar. I just haven't figured it out. So that's really cool. I really love that. AI picture processing, like I said, you go here to AI picture, and it works really, again, AI, I have it turned off right now, but it works really well. I mean, AI Picture Pro really does work. AI brightness control, I think, is broken because I have not noticed it do anything. And this is where I talked to a couple of disappointments. One of the reasons why I wanted the C10 over the C9 was I wanted all of this stuff. I wanted the AI brightness control. I wanted the Dolby IQ, and I wanted the filmmaker mode. And I'm here to tell you, and I also wanted the AI Sound Pro. And I want to tell you, all four of those features are garbage. I mean, the Dolby IQ mode, I can't see where it was doing anything. And I think you have to turn on the AI brightness and be in Cinema Home or Cinema for Dolby IQ to work. And I did not notice anything at all. In filmmaker mode, it's way too dark. It's dark, it's drabby, and I've always said I hate filmmaker mode on every filmmaker. I hate cinema modes on quote-unquote calibrated modes on every TV I've ever used because the picture quality is always really dark, it's really drab, it's really flat, and it's the same thing on this TV, and it's even more so in filmmaker mode, and I just didn't like it at all. I was really disappointed. But the thing I really love about LG is you can change your settings however you want. They don't lock you out of pretty much anything. But I found the setting that I most love on this TV really is here. I'm going to have to switch over here. I didn't mean for this to become a settings video, but the setting I really love on this TV the most is vivid mode. And I do a special calibrated vivid mode. I know I just triggered all of you purists and people who think you have a right to tell me how to use my TV. Again, I'm going to delete anyone's comment who tries to tell me Vivid sucks and tells me mansplain to me why Vivid mode sucks and why I'm stupid for using it. It's my damn TV. I will use my damn TV any damn way I please. I don't care how you like your TV. But if you have an open mind and you have an OLED, then here, I'm going to show you my Vivid mode setting, which I really like. I mean, pretty much all I do with vivid mode is I tone down the brightness. So I go here, I do vivid, and then I play with my OLED. Like some days I have it at 85, other days I have it at 75, and I keep my brightness between like 47 and 49. I bump up my color by 2 points. So I just go up to 72, and then key is your color temperature. So the color temperature I change to about C12 or C5 depending upon what mood I'm in. Sometimes I'll just keep it at neutral. And then picture options, I keep everything at normal and then try to work on the raised blacks a little bit. I keep the black level down to low, and that seems to work. That gives me just enough shadow detail without the raised blacks. And this vivid mode setting that I'm rocking right now is really nice because the vivid mode setting really gives you that LCD brightness, that LCD pop. So that's really nice without the bloom or any of that kind of stuff. So I really enjoy that. But if you go back up here, and the thing is, and I discovered this on some days, depending upon what mood I'm in. Some days I do like my calibrated. I do like expert dark room, and I do like expert bright room. And it's also really cool because if I go a few days and watching expert dark or expert bright, and my eyes adjust to it, I just really like it. Even in bright, even during the day in natural light, I really like it. But then what happens is, after a few days, by the weekend, I'll switch to vivid mode or something, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, that's amazing. So yeah, I really like the out of the box settings on this TV a lot. I just hate filmmaker mode. Filmmaker mode is just really terrible, and I did play around with expert bright and expert dark to kind of get it to where I want it. So I do like expert dark and expert light, but I do find that sometimes it does look drab, and other times it looks perfectly fine. I guess it just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. So yeah, so far I like this TV. Am I going to keep it? That's what you probably want to know. I'm really on the fence. I'm 85 to 90% sure I'm going to keep it because, again, I have the Best Buy warranty. So at the end of the day, I could keep this TV and then invent a problem next year and get something else. Because at the moment, there just is no better TV than this LG C10. There just isn't. And I don't care what anyone says, there's just no better TV than LG C10. Now, if you want a cheaper TV, there are some good budget alternatives you can get. That would be amazing. Budget alternatives, I don't know what those are. But if you want an OLED TV, just buy an OLED. None of this new LCD technology and these cheap $50 or $600 TVs, they're not going to compare to an OLED. So all these comparison videos people do when they're like, ooh, look at this TCL TV. It's just as good as an OLED. BS, it isn't. It really isn't. The other thing that's bugging me about this TV is the Wi-Fi is kind of broken out of the box on this TV. The Ethernet port has not worked since day one. I can't seem to get the Ethernet to work, and the Wi-Fi drops out all the time on this TV. And I don't need you to see that. That's a secret app. So the Wi-Fi drops out on this TV all the time. It seems to drop out every day, and it's maddening. There's times when I can't launch any apps for a good 10 minutes, and I have to keep rebooting turning my TV on and off for it to hit. But it doesn't bother me all that much because I use my I use my Apple TV 90% of the time. The only time I have to use an LG app is when I want to use YouTube TV because because Apple TV does not support 4K YouTube in 4K, but that's about to change in the next week or so. Then I'll be able to use my Apple TV for everything. So that's actually really cool. In here, you want to see a secret app? There you go. This is a secret app for critics where we can actually watch all our critic screeners. I have 10 different networks where I can watch all my stuff. This is how I was able to watch The Boys Season 2 5 months in advance. Or not 5 months, but a month or so ahead of everyone else. So I knew all about The Boys. So I was going to do a video on The Boys Season 2. Maybe I'll still do that. But my Mac has been so broken lately that it's been driving me nuts. Ever since I upgraded all my go-to apps are now broken and no longer work, and it's driving me insane. So my workflow is completely broken. That's one of the main reasons why I haven't done a video in a while. Because, I just don't feel like doing it. And that's what happens when you work from home. I'm sitting at my home desk all the time, staring at my home stuff. So when I'm off of work, the last thing I want to do is work on my own stuff. Right now, there's no separation between work and home life anymore. That sucks. So yeah, LG C10, I like it. I'm about 85% sure I'm going to keep it. But let's see, I have 3 more weeks to go with this TV before I have to return it. But yeah, the problem is I just don't think it's worth the $3,000. In terms of, if I didn't have a B7, this is definitely the TV I would get without any reservations. But because I had the B7, I don't know. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. But I just lost my voice. It's been so long since I've done a video. So talk to you guys later. Bye.